You did.
Mhm.
Now, if you were to run into Ramona, Luann, or Leah, who do you feel you have the most like unfinished business with?
Unfinished business?
Or like not resolution or
I think Leah and I, we had resolution. Our last
You do?
call,
Oh,
for
okay.
me,
No,
I don't
I mean,
know
I
how
sh-
Leah feels. I haven't talked to Leah since October, the day after the Dave Quinn book party. I feel it was a productive conversation. I think it was a resolute conversation where we were both grown women able to see the limitation and where the inherent conflict of our positioning as it relates to this show lies, and be accepting of it, David. At least that's where I am. Very accepting
right.
of
Like
that.
she heard you and said, I understand
Yes.
your reasons for doing this. And
Well, now
you
she didn't say
understand.
all. I don't know if she said all that, but
I'm
but she
happy you
said I
guys are
heard.
probably best friends
She
again over
had.
here.
Yeah, she said I understand. Like I understand what you're saying.
Right.
And I certainly understand her position. And I did say that to her. I understand your position. I understand your stakes. And I respect your point of view. And I don't think Leah and I can ask much more of each other.
Right.
Yeah.
So not Leah.
Yeah. And not Luann. Luann and I, Luann came up to Harlem. We had a coffee right before I went to shoot the Panama show. So that must have been early September. No, it wasn't. Yeah, earlier mid-September, and it was what was it? It was
I've lost all track. I mean, I lost all track of time myself.
I know. I'm like, yeah, but it was just I think Luann's, has a clear point of view as to how she sees things, and I accept that. So that's Lou. And Ramona, last time we saw each other was the Havre dinner that, much was made about in the New York, the New York Post, page 6. And we actually enjoy. I'll tell you this: who I probably have the most fun with when we have our good days is probably Ramona. Probably is. I think it's just there's something about our personalities when it's a broken clock is right twice a day. Those 2 times a day, Ramona and I have a good time together. We really do.
Well, she's notorious, as you saw that one time in that. She's notorious when she sees someone in public for just scurrying away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even so sure you guys would have a face-to-face.
Well, I certainly wouldn't be trying to engage in it. I would speak and then, keep it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, out of Ramona, Sonia, and Luann, who do you? I mean, you have a background in media. Who do you think will be back?
I'm a lawyer, David, as you are. I can make a case for all 3. I can make a case for 2 and a possible. I can make a case for 1 coming back full time, 1, saying farewell, and 1 being a friend of, So I just think this is totally up to the network's pleasure. And I think the show could work with any of those scenarios. Let me be clear.
I think so.
Yeah. It's just who you put around them.
Do you think RHONY is definitely coming back?
I would bet my law degree on it. Yes.
I would think so, too.
Yeah. And my license, which is, by the way, for those inquiring minds that want to know, in good standing.
Listen, people don't realize mine was if you
don't practice.
Right, I don't practice. I'm retired. They send you this thing. You move.
And they want a gazillion bucks.
Right.
Yeah.
You literally forget it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. And you're like, then if you Google it, you type
It's
in
like,
your
oh
name.
my God.
Right.
Yeah,
it
but
says
don't
you
worry.
were off and then you were back on. It's not a big deal,
I
people.
gave the state of North Carolina their coins, child, and we're all good. So yeah.
You just got to pay that money.
Yeah, that's it. They're like, it's all for honey. Come on back to the
sorry,
barbecue,
right.
honey. Yeah.
Sorry, we didn't want you. Now all of a sudden you could do whatever you want.
You could run for bar president now.
You
Yeah.
go to court tomorrow and represent someone.
Literally, yeah. So.
Do you think Leah will be back?
Same thing. I could make the case for yes. I could see a scenario not. I think, and I think it could work either way. That's the kind of producer I am. I can make it work.
Do you think you'll be back, Eboni?
My gut tells me yes, but I don't take it for granted. If I got that call that's like, we love you and everything you did, and we think it's really important work, and we're going to go in a different direction, that's not going to floor me. I'm grown. I know how the sausage is made.
And why now? What are people? Because this I'm not up on. I watched you on Watch What Happens. What is everyone saying about Watch What Happens? Like, oh, Eboni was on. She's back. Like, are people now starting to say that?
I mean,
is that
listen. I think some people are saying that. I think some people with a little more perspective are like, it's cool that she's back. Clearly, that what we know it means is this, right? Gosh, now we're going to like we're going to have a little discovery party. So what we know it means is
what
this,
happens when
right?
you
This
get
is
two
two
lawyers.
lawyers. And
This
I
is how
don't
my
actually
mind
love it.
thinks.
What we know it means is this, David. We know it means that she's on good terms with the network. We know it means she's on good terms with Andy. We know it means that she hasn't burned any bridges. We know it means that the energy there is positive. So positive, in fact, that we are willing to promote a primetime show, which some could argue could be competitive to our own programming, to support her. Those are all good things.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's not as if we haven't seen Tamara Judge recently or Cynthia Bailey recently on Watch What Happens Live recently, and they are no longer housewives. So it doesn't per se mean anything more than the foregoing things. It's
Right.
it's
I
all
was just gonna
good.
say
It's
that,
all
like, Cynthia was just
positive.
there.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not sitting here like, oh well, they might as well have sent over a contract. Come on, that would be very short-sighted and someone with less information and education than I have.
I agree, and I do agree that when people chatter online, this isn't registering at home. To
Right.
anyone at Bravo, it's like,
Right.
I don't know if it doesn't.
It does. They just don't
People
care
can
about
say
that.
they don't want Candace on Potomac from now until 5 years from now. It values
It
no one
just
cares.
matters not. They're just making decisions, and I think people just don't get this. They're making decisions around something else. I'll even go as far as to say this. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I don't think the firing of Jenny Wynn had anything to do with online chatter.
I don't think so either.
Right? But people
100%,
think
I've
that.
said it, no.
But people think that, David. People think that, see, they listen to us. See, we created this. Respectfully, love you, you did not. This was a broader liability here that the network had to control for.
Yes. And I mean, I don't mean this negatively towards her, like a quote unquote throwaway housewife.
Ooh.
I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
know
saying,
exactly what
like,
you mean. The stakes were low. The stakes were low.
I think she would have been back if this didn't happen?
We know she would have.
Yeah.
She was filming.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
I just think that it's different. And here's a perfect example, which the people like to point out, Ramona Singer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the bottom line. Jenny was an easy, we're going to get rid of her because she really didn't contribute that much. Love her. She's a great woman.
There just wasn't even time for her to contribute that much.
Right.
So, yeah, the stakes were very low. You know, fan base is small. Stakes are low. You know, they'll forget about you quicker than you were here. So
I do take it even one step further.
Do tell.
Eboni's like, this is just my opinion.
Which
right?
I value, yes.
I believe, right, like, I believe it's a case-by-case basis. I believe there is no standard.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree with that, yes.
I believe Jenny is
it's a moving target.
Easy scapegoat, because now people are saying, well, I guess Lisa Barlow just recently said, like, Jenny deserves a second chance. So now everyone's, guys, Lisa Barlow is not getting fired because she said this about Jenny.
Which is so ridiculous
it's
that
just,
anybody would think that.
But that's what
I know.
But here's my thing. I think that the network, this is my opinion, is sorry that they let Stassi, Kristen, and Jax go.
I feel like Andy's all but said that.
Yeah.
Right? Is that, you know, the better alternative could have been to keep them on the cast and let some of those lessons play out, a la, you know, I guess you could say what people seem to like about the conversations over on Summer House this season.
Right.
Now, would it have gone that way? I don't know. I don't really watch even Summer House. I just saw, you know, those episodes that went viral around the race discussions. And, you know, I have a take on that, too, if you want to get into it.
I would love to get into it.